Fáilte roimh go dtí an Doonbeg, iarthar an chláir. Our Tidy Towns group has 19 members this year, including 6 new members. Perhaps because of this COVID year, people have more time to give, and the community are seeing us carrying on with our activities as best we can in a socially responsible way. We have achieved a lot since the last Tidy Towns competition of 2019. Of course, we have the annual activities such as litter collections, beach cleanups, planting of beds and containers in public spaces. During the past 2 years, we've undertaken biodiversity training, becoming aware of sustainability and practicing it in as many of our activities as we can. We are very happy to have our footpaths replaced this year. It certainly improves the appearance of the village. As recommended in the Tidy Towns report of 2019, we've carried out a survey of road signs and sent this for the attention of the county engineer. The engineer has come back to us very promptly, and the signs will be repaired or removed as appropriate. However, there's a particular problem with signs on the Kilrush Road. As the poles are inserted in boggy land, it's difficult to get a solid foundation, and over time the signs lean to the side, but the council will try to come up with a solution. We have reclaimed an old polytunnel and coal frame at the back of one of the restaurants in the village. We cleared them out and made them usable again, although the coal frame needs new covers, which one of our community is going to make for us over the coming winter. An appeal to the community via the community Facebook page brought in tables and lots of planting pots. During early autumn, we removed all our plants from the wooden containers along the street and overwintered them in the tunnel. From these, we saved seeds and we took cuttings. We grew on more than enough plants to plant up our beds and containers, surprising even ourselves. We sowed daffodil and tulip bulbs in late autumn, which gave a great burst of welcome colour to the village this spring, and they really brightened up our daily lives during lockdown. We have taken up the bulbs now, and they are drying in the tunnel to be stored for sowing again in autumn. This has been a great learning experience for us. Due to restrictions, only 2 of our members were able to work at this in the tunnel. Next year, hopefully, we will be able to extend this work and get children from the local primary school involved. We have access to 2 water butts close by, and these have made the task of watering much easier, and again, we were using a resource. We work closely with Clean Coasts in organising our regular summer beach cleanups. They supply us with gloves, collection bags, litter pickers and high-vis vests.
Behind me we have the beautiful beach of Doonbeg, and Doonbeg is one of 4 locations in the Doonbeg community in which we look after the beaches and the marine areas, working in conjunction with Clean Coasts and also the Doonbeg Tidy Towns Committee. We monitor and control the beaches with litter and remove any waste. Mostly we're finding that we have marine rope, fishing line, lots of plastics and lots of clothing, materials, fabrics, and more often than not Wellington boots. As a community we'll get together at least twice a year to do a big beach clean.
We have litter picking days in the village and along the main road, particularly the N67 going north, as the verges are a favourite spot for passing traffic to throw their paper cups, drinks cans and plastic bottles. We are very fortunate last year to secure funding from the Community Foundation for Ireland to employ a professional ecologist, Dr. Francis Giaquinto, to undertake a biodiversity audit of our village. Unfortunately, we had just started on this project when COVID intervened, and we were not able to have as many group meetings as we would have liked. We learned an awful lot from this venture, and in particular the walkabouts Dr. Giaquinto and her colleague Phoebe O'Brien conducted. Reading and hearing about what's in your own local area is good, but actually going out and seeing it firsthand in its own natural environment is what makes a lasting impression. We identified the plants that are particular to our area and how we should protect them. We also learned about the invasive species that are making inroads here: Spanish bluebell, Japanese knotweed, and wild garlic in particular. We will have to get together with local landowners, residents, and community development to decide a plan of action for eradicating these. Just outside the village on the Kilrush Road, we've planted 12 native Irish trees: rowan, bird cherry and crabapple.
This is an area of ground which was unused and was overgrown with weeds and briars, and we in Tidy Towns decided to adopt it and develop a biodiversity area. And the first thing we did was we replaced the soil, and we brought in a membrane and some pea gravel. And then we decided that we'd plant some native trees, which we purchased at Vandeleur Gardens, Kilrush. And we decided to get the community involved by inviting families and individuals to adopt a tree. We were overwhelmed by the response, and we also issued a certificate to the people who adopted the tree. It's been a great success, and we're hoping that this will enhance our biodiversity plans for Tidy Towns.
Tidy Towns was asked by Rita McInerney, owner of the Wild Atlantic Cafe in the centre of the village, to help her clear a patch of open land beside the cafe and sow wildflower seed. Fingers crossed they will germinate and producing a startling show of flowers that will attract bees and butterflies. COVID restrictions have challenged us over the past 18 months, particularly with regard to fundraising. But we've met that challenge by growing as many of the plants we needed from seeds and cuttings. We did, however, miss meeting up as a group and being seen in the community as an active group, but we did our best by meeting up in pairs and with a social buddy. Any appeal for help we put to the community was responded to generously and immediately. We got great assistance with extra compost, lots of pots and plants. Our village and its environment wouldn't look as good as it does without the assistance of the community workers who consistently work towards keeping our village and its environments a very happy place to be. We look forward to the ease of restrictions over the coming summer months when we can begin to work as a group again. We have several projects in mind and we look forward to carrying those out. In the meantime, we welcome you to Doonbeg and hope you enjoy your visit. Slán go fóill.